All right. Welcome again to another episode, the third episode of Out of the Abyss, Brains and Brawn Edition. Once again, joining me are my two lovely players. We have Loki playing Psalm, the Tiefling Swashbuckler, and we have Apple, the Gith Zerai Sorcerer. And last we left our heroes, we left our intrepid protagonists. They were gathered around the enslaved pens, working out with Eldith on how best to go about escape come the next morning. You've had a couple of hours, intermittently using the secret language of the Myconid stool to speak in relative silence to each other around this campfire, kind of going around and gathering what supplies you have at hand and what abilities each one of you are particularly good at and in using for these preparations. The one thing that is going to be a problem that most of you, even Eldith, kind of admit is that the restraints that the Drow give you when you go back into the slave pens every night, they usually don't take them off unless you have to do something that requires a lot of work, like breaking rocks or something. But even the breaking rocks, you can do most of the stuff that way. The restraints loop around the neck and are very short, and they prevent you from doing any large they really restrict fighting and defending. They don't do too much for spellcasting. However, the cave that you're in has these runes or something that are able to suppress magical effects from taking root while within the slave pen. Not that it's a anti-magic field, but more like a lesser version of just something that instantly counterspells any magic that comes in that originates inside that pen. Because as you've seen before, many Drow use darkness abilities that they know, and they carry the darkness in with them into the slave pens to use that strategy. So, as we begin, however, let's see. Eldith immediately turns to you. Sorry, my brain just stopped working. Immediately turns to you, Valkeen, and she says, "So, the first thing we need to know is what everyone's strengths are. It's obvious that me and Ront are warriors in our own right, but you may want to also know that I'm kind of more of a ranger, scout, if you will. So I know how to. I'm your best bet for getting out of here and navigating, natural hazards and stuff. And she points over to Bupido and possibly even Sazarek. No, Sereth, sorry. Thought of a different person. Sereth, and says, but they have better knowledge. And even Shushar there probably has better knowledge of down here than any of we do. So, what are we all good at? And this is all in your guys' heads through the meld.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have skill in magic. Mostly of the... Not much attuned to combat, though. Can use some pernicious magics, but most of mine is hindering others.
So the first thing we need to do is when they open the gate, you need to get outside. Though you need to leave these pens.
Indeed.
Understood.
Yeah. And if I can get my hands on one of their crossbows, I might be able to do something a little bit more something.
You have that one bolt. I can give that to you and you can rush out and stab one of them and get their bow.
Possibly.
That's the fair bet there. Jim, yeah, and gladly Bupido will come over and say,
Very well. I can part ways with this.
And he hands it over to Eldith.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, my only other means of attack are usually I usually specialize in axes. But other than that, Jim Jar just says, I guess if we are doing introductions, well, I don't want to mince words. I am a bit of a thief by trade. Don't think that comes to any surprise. And well, I got a mind for things, such as good with numbers, and if I can get my hands on a knife, that's my bread and butter.
Alright.
I'm also a bit of a charmer myself, but well, that's not going to help us here. It could, maybe, but not too much.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what Jim Jar says. He says, Saul, and he kind of looks over at you, Saul, and says, I feel like we are of the same bread, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure.
Well, once charmed my way out of a 30-year prison sentence, so I think I've got a little bit of the tact. I'm also handy with the sword, if I can get my hands on one.
Yeah. I figured you for the lavish type.
Always.
Well, I know that the elite guard usually have a light scimitar. Maybe perhaps we can lift that off of one of them if we do something.
At this, Shushar speaks up and says,
We are going to use violence to get out. Then. The only real abilities I can give you is I can make sure that I can see through their darkness a bit. I can see into the overlapping planes. Just a slight bit.
Oh.
That sounds rather useful.
It is interesting to use. For instance, I can tell you, there is limitations, of course. I cannot. This cave has obviously is a natural feature, and so I can't see through the walls. But I can see, through certain structures that do not show up in the parallel plane. I can maybe call out things in the darkness if they use that.
Well, I'm sure we can find a use for you.
Perhaps. The only other things I can offer is insight and patience. But these are not useful at this moment. But maybe they are. Perhaps
You
we
never
are
know.
going into this too fast. Eldith disagrees and says, "No, we've been here too long. We wait longer, we'll just get more beaten up. They'll keep... The longer we wait, the more hurt we get, the harder it'll be to leave."
I agree with Eldith in this. We don't have the time to show patience.
Stool emits a very frightened. So, I can help us talk. That's really it. I kind of know a little bit about the things in the Underdark. But yeah, I don't have any hands. So, I'm not sure. That's all he says. Then Griddle the goblin, he comes up and says,
Well, but I'm pretty good at biting people, and bit of, I'm good at cooking, as you know. But other than that, yeah, I stay out of sight most of the time. I run away from people and things, but and sometimes, I also got a little bit of talking. I know how to haggle a bit, or stuff like that.
Well, alright.
Sereth says to you, Valkeen, I have no idea why my names are not working today in my brain. Sereth says to you, so you have magic. What kind of magic do you summon, by the way, if I may ask?
As I said, it is mostly for the hindrance of my enemies. I use mainly mind tricks and minor effects of the body. Mainly mind tricks, though. I can make them believe they're being sliced by a blade. I can make them believe all of their friends hate them and they have to kill them. I can do a similar trick to what they can do, but
Did you?
darkness.
There's a moment in Sereth's mind where he feels uncomfortable, and he gives you an eye, kind of narrows his eyes, and says, "Was it you that made me go insane?"
Seeing as I did not know you before you presumably went insane, I'm going to assume no.
The knuckles relax a bit as he sees reason.
Very well.
It is the majority of my ability.
Well, you know what we're good at. I was a soldier. I know a bit about poison. And I'm nimble, and we were trained in stealth. I'm gonna change that one too.
Stealth is handy, I suppose.
And Ron doesn't say much. He actually doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't say anything. He kind of just is kind of just letting people do what they do. I think everybody kind of has, Eldith kind of just talks for him and says, well, we know Ron's he's strong. Probably give him an axe. He'd probably be he'd probably be good in combat if we can find one, but we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do. So, what about you, Darendil? Says Eldith. Darendil pipes up and he kind of straightens his back up a bit. And he says,
"Oh, well, I mean, I was trained I was trained in refined swordplay and etiquette in my kingdom. In this brutish form, I can rend them limb from limb with my claws. I have the agility of those other of my whatever race of people or creatures that I've been transformed into. Yeah, okay. So pretty much what I thought. Surprises me that you have been trained with a sword, but maybe we can get one of the things off of them. Indeed.
maybe. Elda thinks for a moment and says, "Hey, Prince. Hey, Prince. Do you think with Ron, do you think between you and Ron, you could maybe break the? You think you could maybe pull the bonds off of one of you?
Maybe, possibly. We could give it a go, I suppose.
Yeah. Bupido says,
Well, my friends, I am, my skills are, very much similar to the deep gnome there, Jim Jar. Very sneaky, very quick wit, and I'm a bit good at, many of, other things as well. I'm very good at, what would you say, dexterous, capabilities?
Well, can never have too much of that. Oh.
Never. Question, though, what is the plan of what do we have scheming? I'm thinking, you said we were going to do something when the guard arrived. When will the guards arrive to give us our meal? Yeah, that's the plan. What do you think?
Well, if we can manage to convince a certain god to, I don't know, conveniently drop a key, or anything really, we might have a better chance of faring out there. Then again, it could also just not be our luck. And in that case, I don't know. I suppose we could try ripping each other's bonds off. but that always has room for failure.
Eldith looks at you, Valkeen, and says, "And you? Do you have any ideas?" Because I got my ideas, but I just like to see if anybody else has any suggestions.
I'll be honest, I've never been in sort of situation. I've been, at least, a majority of what I've remember experiencing has been relatively comfortable, so I do not have enough experience to know how to apply myself in this situation.
Very well. Well, you got magic. All right. Well, let's see. You said that there was something in the guard tower. It might be a tad difficult to get past all the guards. We would have to act real fast in order to do that. And if we actively attack, if we go for the drow, there's going to be a lot of them on us. I know there's at least 2 of them at the north part. There's a bunch of quaggoths up in the north as well, so we got to deal with them maybe. So the best thing we could do is... Dang it. That's the problem. There's always 2 guards with the main guard. They could easily just call for reinforcements from the north. The only way it's our best shot, but shoot. She's starting to worry about her plan now. And there's like a feeling of unsure now, as she kind of reevaluates the plan.
You cannot allow unsurety to seep into our brains right now. As you said, we will grow weaker the longer we stay. Our chances lower the longer we consider. We have to lock onto something that is our best bet. There are flaws. There will always be flaws. We are the underdogs. We must make do with what we have.
Wait. We've got a bunch of we do have a bunch of... She thinks, and she looks at Jim Jar, she looks at Bupido, and she looks at you, Psalm. Do you think... maybe the trick to this isn't... Maybe there's a trick to this. Can you... In all your magic... And she says, in all your magic, can you make someone invisible? Can you make someone look different?
I can blind someone, and I can blur the edges of someone's form, make it harder to be seen. That is about it.
Like, can't turn invisible or anything like that?
No. I can create darkness like they can. That is all.
Oh, you can do the darkness thing. Okay. Yeah, that would be too... That would reveal us. That's unfortunate. Dang it. We do have some thieves. Could be useful. I'm thinking, you mentioned that needle last time too.
could always
I wonder.
attempt to pickpocket one of the guards, of course. Emphasis on attempt, but I digress.
Yeah, the chains don't make it easy, but if we feign an escape attempt, and one of you is able to get the keys...
The problem is then their guard would be up. It'd be much more difficult to actually attempt the real thing.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, she looks over at Ron and says, looks like the mistress is not really, is kind of stressed for, is kind of hard pressed to, with the torture. Whoever likely attempts this is likely to get pushed off to either fed to the spiders or horribly hurt.
And she likes. I tell good stories, of course, and well, even the deadliest of drow can't resist a good story. If I was to get caught, or at least purposefully, or if I was to pickpocket the guard and get caught, I might have a little bit more leeway, but I'd only be able to do it once. After that, I fear she'd get trigger happy like she did with our big friend over there.
Exactly. She starts to think, the only chance we would really have to get out would be is if we could sneak out. I guess we could try. I mean, the only other thing we could try is we could jump off the north. We could jump off the north. The northern watchtower, the watchway.
Take our chances. We could.
Or we could. Well, we could also jump towards the. We could also jump into the waterfall, but we'd risk getting stuck in an undertow.
I would be
There's
careful
also
of the water.
Yes, the ooze there is rather aggressive.
You know, there's an ooze. That changes things. Of course there's an ooze. A pool. That's what you get when you... That's what happens when you throw filth into a pool. It attracts all manner of bottom feeders. I should be surprised. Be surprised if there wasn't an Otyug in there too.
Well, at least it keeps us on our toes.
Of course. Ah, shit.
Always. I don't know.
The only way
Someone
I can
would...
think of this working is... Well, Ront is obviously gonna have to be the one to grab the guard.
Of course.
The two other guards, though, how do we deal with them?
Well, we've got the other big guy over there.
Darendil? Yeah, he could. Yeah, that's a fair one. We do have that thing. I don't remember. Jimjar, did they give you a knife? I honestly don't remember, but I think Shushar gave him the knife. Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Got that from. I got it from Shushaw. Shushaw had it. It was a simple little thing made of flint. It's enough to give someone a good shiv.
Right to the neck, darling, and it's over.
Possibly.
That's it.
We'll see. We'll have to ask to act fast, or else... That's the thing now. We'll have to ask to act fast, or else they'll cry out. And those gods up in the north aren't exactly deaf. No?
No, but you'll have to be quick on your feet, anyways.
Which would be easier if I was not bound and restrained. Which, hey, you have that? Who has that needle? Was it? Did you give that to me? I can't remember. He's like checking his own like, pockets. What was that?
That we could undo our binds. There's a sudden burst of realization. The needles mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just work at it a bit.
Try my hand at unlocking one of you. Wouldn't be the first time I've picked chains, although these are a bit tricky with the neck loop.
Yes, yeah, we'll need to work on it with each. You'll need some help, but I can help with that. So.
We'll need someone ready to catch it when it falls, so it doesn't make a noise.
Right.
Yes.
Well, the trick is just leave them on loosely. Might be able to do that. But let's give it a go, shall we? We only got maybe one shot at this with this needle. He comes over to you, and he says, "The first one to start would probably be the. Now, what do you want to start with? Neck, or or one of the hands?"
Hands would probably be more useful to have on bound.
Possibly. All right. Let's go. Let's give it a go, shall we? And Eldith kind of like, you guys kind of go off into the corner. You go into the corner with Jim Jar. Eldith kind of props herself up against the bars to kind of give as much shielding as possible. She kind of mentions to Shushar, "Hey, Shushar, do some meditation over here." "Ah, very well." He's very wide, that's why it helps a lot.
He's a wide guy.
Yeah, he's not very tall. He's more of a wide boy.
Goes out.
Yeah. And, with that cover, that gives you enough cover to kind of, like, make some subtle stuff. Meanwhile, I think Darendil is going to come over to Ront, and he's going to say, "All right, well, we'll give it a shot. Be as quick and this may hurt a bit on your wrists, good sir." Ront just kind of and just kind of shrugs and says, "I mean, can't hurt me more than I've already been hurt." Is what you kind of glean from that. So, Psalm, I will say I'm going to give you one dice for you, just for free, because you get the one dice. I am going to give you, since you are getting help from Jim Jar, he is a thief, so he would have a thing with like tumblers.
Sure.
Do you have a relevant skill?
I have sleight of hand.
You just have what?
I have sleight of hand.
You have sleight of hand. Okay. I can see both of those kind of going together. So there's that. Now, you do have the
3 dice?
Bane. Now, you do have the Bane, which is kind of, I forgot that this is an added Bane just because it's technically an equipment item. You have the Bane of being chained up.
Okay.
Which is restrained, which I think will take away 1 dice. So you'll have 1, but he is giving you one of his dice because he rolls 1 as well.
So
Okay.
he's going. So it's 3 dice. Now to get through these bonds, you're gonna need 3 successes. This is going to be a. What is this going to be? This would be. I think this could be a. What do you think you're relying? What do you think Solomon is relying on in this?
How do you mean?
Are you relying on your knowledge of tumblers, or are you relying on the nimbleness of your of your hands?
Probably the nimbleness.
Okay, yeah, Jim Jar's gonna do use nimbleness as well. So he's gonna roll his dice. So you roll 2, and he'll.
Am I rolling 3? I'll roll 2. Okay.
Yeah. Oopsies. Jim Jar gets his number.
Right? Or it's a brains check, right?
It is a. You're using nimbleness. That would be Braun.
Okay. That is.
Which is under your number, or
Okay.
equal to your number.
All right. That is 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Jim Jar got his number. And let me roll for Bront and Prince Daredevil. They have. So Prince is going to roll Braun. He's going to use his brute. He fails it, which means that by default Braun can't break. So unfortunately, as much as they want to, they can't pull the chains apart either. Technically, that is 2 successes, 1 failure. But for this challenge, these bonds are actually not easy to get through. And you are struggling. You're like getting there, and thankfully the needle, which also isn't a tumbler or isn't an actual proper thieves' tools or key, doesn't break. However, it's going to take. You're fiddling for a good long like 30 minutes to an hour with this thing. Between helping Jim Jar and yourself, and there's a futility of like it feels like it's almost there, but there's just something missing. Like you just can't quite get the leverage or the power from this needle to unlock these restraints. However, Jim Jar said, and it is starting to get late into the night, for fear of being exhausted for tomorrow. You can keep trying, but you might be tired.
Can I try again?
Sure. Since Jim Jar got his number, he gets to roll 2 dice now to help.
Okay. Do I still get to roll 2 dice because I still sleight of hand?
Yeah, you'll still get to roll 2 dice.
Can I switch my focus onto knowledge, or can I stay or?
Absolutely,
sorry.
you can switch to kind of the more how does this tumbler work kind of.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can try a different approach.
Okay.
In fact, that might have been the problem. Maybe you and Jim Jar were kind of focusing too much on physical and not being patient. So
I got on my number and a regular success.
Okay.
So I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Jim Jar got 1 success.
Let's go.
Nice. So, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that in Roll20 because I don't have one
No.
out. Just one?
Just 1 d6, yeah.
6.
6? Okay. It takes you a full hour,
Okay.
and maybe some change, but within that hour, eventually, somehow, a miracle, you manage to the lock. You manage to loop the needle around enough to pop those the cuffs, and
Yeah.
the one hand on you, Psalm, is freed. Or do you want it to be
Okay.
on Jim Jar? Up to you.
Let me say on me.
On you? Okay.
I feel like Psalm is a put on their mask before helping others type of person.
Yeah. You are one of your arm cuffs is freed, and if you take it off, you can actually like work with it. Oh, you can actually work a little more freer. You
Okay.
still have a little bit of a, the awkwardness of having like a chain that kind of shunks up to your neck.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
But at this
So I'm
point,
just
it's
gonna like.
starting to get. At this point, it's like a lot of the everyone is. I know Ront and Darendil, they kind of give up. They can't.
Yeah.
But they can't break it. Like, and not to say that they didn't try. They spent an entire like couple of hours trying to pull those things apart. They did not.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they can't do it with like loudly, and the more they try, like it's exhausting, and so they're like tired.
Yeah.
They have to stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Eventually, everyone else is starting to get tired. Is there anything that Valkeen wants to do while this is happening?
Let's see.
Anybody you want to talk to or interact with?
No, I think she's kind of focusing on getting her own rest because she knows she's getting weaker. And she still has a fair amount of injury on her. So she's focusing on resting.
Okay.
Knowing that her magic will be useful in the fight ahead.
All right. Yeah. Eldith kind of lays down the groundwork of, okay, we can't, you guys tried, you didn't open them up, and she kind of goes down and lays out like, okay, well, Ront, or Darendel, maybe we want to give Darendel a shot at the thing, because Ront is already been tortured. He might get killed.
Yeah.
If he, since he's already been in trouble once. She says Darendel or me can try to apprehend the guard. Psalm, you pop that off, and you pop off your one cuff, and she says, okay, that might help. That might help if you can take care of both. If you can get a weapon and take care of the two guards before they can do anything. Well, that might be a stretch. I don't know how. I mean, you're probably really good with the sword, but I don't know how, if you're swift enough to dispatch two guards without one of them yelling.
Can I finally like flash her the makeshift dagger I have? Because no one knows I have it up until. Can I give her like a little hit, a little hit movement? So she's
She
like,
she clocks it. Well, let me see if she clocks it really quick. I think she's gonna be able to clock it. I'll give her 2 dice for. Yeah, super passes those. For being I think she is a survivalist. Yeah, I'll give it to that. I'll give her that.
I have to step away now.
Go ahead.
I'll be back in 10 to 20 minutes.
No problem.
okay. Sure.
In that case, we can, yeah. So you flash this dagger to, or you kind of motion to subtly reveal a dagger. She clocks it, raises kind of her eyes, kind of get wider, and then she goes, and then she kind of goes, right. If you can get pull the blade off of him or something, you can maybe take care of the both guards, but it'll be a shot in the dark. Maybe Valkeen can do something. Maybe Valkeen can take one of them out as well. But we gotta be ready for the amount of Quaggoths that can come from the north part. The two guards as well as those two guards from the north. And heck, we'll have a lot of drow. If we make too much noise, a lot of drow from the south part will be heading our way. So we have to act very quickly. Probably move across that. We'll have to move across that pathway quickly and climb up into that area at the top as quickly as possible. At least one of us has to. While the rest of us provide a distraction and extraction, as it were.
Right.
While we make our way to the top point, I mean, there's no way we're getting down without going into the pool. As, as horrible as that ooze is, I think, I've never heard of if we're just booking it, might not be able to get to us. We'd have to take the chance and go for the pool. It's really our only way. The only other way is, I guess we could. The only other way is the lift, and that's not gonna fly. We'd have to leave we'd have to leave, there are two strong people. Three strong people. Me, Ront or Darendil behind, because we're not convincing the two Quaggoths to lower us down.
Right. No, unfortunately, I think the pool is probably the safest option. Horde of Drow or a News. Take your pick.
Alright. Well, yeah, that's the best we got.
Ruda likes this plan, so we go as fast as we can, up to the top part of that one place. We grab as much stuff and then we dip.
If I am to be any use in combat, I'll need my rapier. Or a rapier.
To get anything like that, we'd have to go to Ilavara's private chamber. And unfortunately, if you want your old stuff... Well, actually, no. Solom, you would know. She doesn't know that. Eldith doesn't know that, but you know that all your stuff has been taken to Ilavara's room. Which is below the... Which is below the temple shrine.
Right, there's a hatch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is, if somebody can stealth in there at some point and maybe grab some of the stuff, very unlikely, but possible. Especially since, if you cause a ruckus and she's not in if she's not in her room, then she's obviously going to start blasting you guys with magic or some priest stuff.
Right.
And
which isn't
a good situation either.
Unidentified priest things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some kind of chews their lip and goes, "Oh well, I can always replace it."
Alright. Well, it is possible. You know, if we could... No. This seems... I mean, she's kind of like... At the same time, she's kind of like, well... Anyway. We should get some rest then.
Right.
If you want to... just give me a general... just give me a general brawn check really quick, because you stayed up a little later getting the one...
Okay. That's under your number, right?
Yeah.
That is a... It's on my number.
Perfect. Remember that, because the next roll you'll get is with another die.
Mm-hmm.
And... Alright. So that passes. You're able to get... You're not too tired.
Right.
For the next day, you get enough. You're able to kind of push past the sleepiness, going to resting for the night. Everyone rests, and go ahead and give me another brawn check. This time with 2 dice.
One pass.
One pass? Okay. I will say that you gain 1 PD, but
Okay.
but I'm going to give you the boon of slight bruising, or bruised ribs.
Okay.
Sorry, bane. Yeah, the bane of bruised ribs.
Okay. Ouch.
It's just a minor hindrance. It's not too bad, but yeah. So you are It's just to show that you're recovering a bit.
Okay.
And with that, all right. Whew. All right. So, all right. So with that, let's see. Saul, I'm gonna go ahead and let you roll me another dice to see which of the people come in. That's gonna be a brains check.
Just 1 dice?
Yeah, it's just 1 dice.
Okay. That is a pass.
A pass. Okay. You are in luck. This is
Is it my guy?
This is a guard you know.
Yeah.
And it's not sure, because, in fact, there's another thing. I'm going to give you another thing with this brains check. Actually, no, roll me another brains check really quick.
Okay.
Because this is stuff I want to, like, reveal to you if you pass it.
Also a pass.
Also pass. Sweet. Excellent. So when you pass that one, you see that Jorlin is hobbling his way across. You notice, it's at this point you notice that you haven't seen Shore in a couple days. Like 3 days. Maybe 2. He's, and then you remember, like, he did leave on that mission. You're wondering how long that mission would last to warrant this. But yeah, no, Jorlin comes out. This is the 5th day.
Alright. Do we want to wait for...
And, you know, there is the entourage coming with him.
Alright, so 2 guards.
2 guards on each side, kind of just, you know, right by him. Actually, I'm going to say this time, let me roll something really quick. I'm just going to roll a general, let's just roll a general D dice for this. And it's, okay. I want to ask, pick a number between 1 and, between 1 and 10 for me, Lucky. And then tell me if you want it to be, if you want my roll to be higher or lower, or and then pick higher or lower to be good or bad.
For me or you?
Because I've rolled a number, and if you pick
Okay.
whether it's higher or lower than the number you want to be good.
8, and I want it to be lower.
Okay. All right. So unfortunately, grabbed the wrong guy. There we go. Unfortunately, both the guards come over with him this time.
God damn it. Damn.
You notice that the guards are pretty like getting pretty lax. They're pretty like, you know, this is run of the mill. Nothing ever happens with Jorlin.
Right. Okay.
He comes to the gate.
All right. Grunts. Today's breakfast. Same as usual.
And he says,
No funny business. I won't turn out the lights.
Alright.
give me a... I need... Actually, this is going to be on him, just to see if he can insight into... Okay. You get a sense that as he turns the key, he stops, and he starts to like look at the group in a strange, like, this is a strange, like, it almost looks like Ront is like, Darendil is not really like, he's kind of tensed up.
Sure.
And he's and Jorlin he's no slouch. He kind of is noticing the tense up. He's looking right at Darendil.
Can Psalm
Yeah.
try to like kind of give Jorlin like a look, like a look. God, I'm so terrible today.
No, you're fine. I'm tired too. I understand. So you're giving him a look. Is it like a
kind of like a come on man look?
Come on, man. Okay, that's gonna be a deception check. Or yeah. If you have deception, yeah, you can get 2 dice on that.
Yeah.
So brains.
Brain. 2 successes.
2 successes?
Sorry. Well, it's 1. Sorry.
1
I
success.
thought it was a different number.
Oh, happens. Alright. Okay. With 1 success, as you kind of go to kind of dismiss that, this is a moment where I am going to say, it works. However, it directs attention to you, and now I'm going to give him a chance to see if he notices your restraints. I have to reroll that one. Okay. He kind of looks to you, Psalm, and he says, it's one of your restraints a bit loosened. It's hanging.
No, sir.
Looks a little bit.
Sorry.
He says, and it looks a little bit. It just looks a little bit off. It's not. He doesn't. He suspects something, but he's not. But he thinks that it's maybe just gotten loose because they're like old restraints or something, or has been damaged. And he's kind of just like looking at it and just going, because you guys have no, like, as far as he knows, you have nothing to get it open with. Like, it's impossible.
Right.
Like, I have the key. You didn't steal a key. We haven't lost any keys. That's impossible. So he's, like, running through his brain, like, there's no way that you've pulled, like, you're not strong enough to pull these things apart.
Right, I'm just a frail little tiefling.
And you have no tools to get that open. Like, what did you use a rock to do it? How? So he's just like looking at you like, he's just like, it's kind of just strange. It does kind of detect him. I think it's at that point though he's done enough to where one of the other drow kind of goes, "Sir, Sir, technically you're supposed to dawn lights out anyway." Yeah. And he just kind of looks over at the guy, at this other drow, and he says, "Yeah, well, that's always the case, ain't it?" Kind of looks over at the other one. He kind of looks over at the other guy. At this point, he's just like, he has the key in there. He has the key in the cell.
Right. Okay.
And it's at this point I'm going to call a little bit of a break, because I think Eldith is about to do something, but I also want to see if Valkyrie wanted to do anything.
Yeah, cool.
Alright. So we will go to break, and I will go ahead and... break time! Whatever. Alright, welcome back. We have got our little rest done. And let's continue with this here. Alright. So where we left off was Jorlin, the drow elite guard, has just noticed some weird behavior in the slave pens. And he has the key in the I can't think of the word, the lock of the cell. Hasn't twisted it yet, and is kind of looking to both his subordinates, who are recommending that he go ahead and use the darkness spell because he's already hesitated enough. I do want to know in this moment, Valkeen, is there anything you want to do? If not, there is some people that might take actions, and I'll go ahead and arrange who's where now.
First, I do need to make that check, that brawn check.
Right, and the brawn check. This is for your healing.
Spawn check is below my number, then no. I still do not heal.
Nope. Still not healing.
Alright, I'm not doing well, but okay.
Alright. Kind of rearranged everything. And, with that, is there anything, Valkyn, you want to do in this moment as Eldith is about to... You can tell there is like a tension there, and Eldith starts to move.
I know she's not going to be the first to act. She's going to... If the door is opened and someone starts to act, she'll cast blindness.
So I will let you know that if you try to cast anything in the cell...
In the cell, that's right, never mind.
Yeah.
Instead, I will try, if the door opens and it looks like someone's going to do something, she's going to try to use her telekinesis to pull someone off balance. Pull Jorlin off balance.
Jorlin off balance? Okay. Okay. There's a calculation in your mind. And there is that moment where Eldith attempts to rush forward. And it's at this point where I will go ahead and have everyone roll to see where we fall in initiative.
Okay.
I'm going to roll.
Initiative is just a number plus.
It's just
one dice
it's a
plus your
D10
number,
plus
right?
your number. If you have a boon
Yeah.
like quick, you can roll 2 and add them together.
14.
What was
Also 14.
Oh, you guys rolled. Okay. All right. So. All right. So. Eldith got that. And. Alright, she rushes forward. As soon as that happens, though, he gets, he kind of readies up. So with that, I actually rolled this one for Rod, because he was actually going. So I will then roll for, sorry, a lot of guys here. Okay. Jeez, that's even higher than the other thing. Alright. Jorlin, and then I'll roll for the drow. Okay, they are not ready for it. But Jorlin is quick, and he sees Eldith move, and he got like a 13. Or no, sorry, he didn't get a 13. He got a 15. So. What did, Valkyn, what did you get?
13.
13? Okay. And...
13. 24.
Oh,
1-4.
14, got you.
14.
Don't know why it always like omits the preceding phonetics from Discord from you. I don't know why. Solemn, what did you get?
I also got a 14.
Also 14? Okay. Alright. And your number's a little higher, so you'll go before Valkane, unless you guys want to work out what you guys do, or if you want to take your turn at the same time. Unfortunately, Eldith did not get very fast. It is not very fast. So, you see Eldith about to move. Jorlin beats both of you. He is going to go ahead and... Let me roll brains real quick. Okay, yeah, he's good on that. He's going to go ahead and, seeing this, he's going to go ahead and quickly pull the key out, and at the same time, he's going to cast, actually, he's just going to, he's going to take his crossbow, and he's going to fire it at, Eldith, who's initiating this. Which he's not going to get preparation because he is surprised by this, but he is going to get the boon. So. That's a fail, but that's a success. So she doesn't have any armor to protect herself, so just one. So Eldith gets a bolt. Eldith has to make a brawn check. She is stout, so she does get 2 dice, though. It is a brawn check, so that is 1 success. Which means that she is poisoned, but not unconscious from the bolt, and takes 1 PD damage. And she kind of just she's hit, and then she stumbles back, and she starts to sway a bit. And then she kind of just goes... She kind of looks at you, Valkane, and quickly, and just... she kind of just winces and just goes, maybe nah. Probably, like, gives you that face of, like, oh, this did not go at all how I wanted it to. Jorlin will immediately say, okay, now that that's over, any more foolishness, I'm going to ask all of you to get on the ground, or I will shoot you. He's already reloading the crossbow with another bolt. And we're gonna pause initiative. Unless you guys have something to do, because that really kind of just puts the whole thing out of it. I mean, you guys do act next, but he kind of shot Eldith and took the key out, so there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, Psalm is going to get on the ground.
Okay.
Valkane bites back a stinging remark and gets on the ground.
Okay. Do you say it in like another language, or?
No, just doesn't say it.
Oh.
Was going to make a snarky remark, but it just doesn't.
Okay.
Looking to get shot right now.
Chushard follows suit. Eldith, swaying, holding the crossbow bolt, injury, falls to a knee. Ront smirks at Eldith and gets on the ground. Darendil kind of... he kind of has a half tensed, clenched teeth as he kind of gets on the ground. Sereth hasn't gotten Sereth kind of was just acting like Sereth, but he kind of flattens himself out. Bupido steps down. So does Jim Jar, as does Griddle. And there is a darkness spell put on all of you. You can feel the steps of you can hear the steps of Jorlan. Now that he says something in Elven to the other two, that none of you really understand. But at this point, you figure that all of them are kind of alerted and have the crossbows trained. You can feel as they come around there's the sound of chain on tugging on each of the people. Psalm, they haven't gotten to you.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yet. What do you want to do?
Psalm is going to very slowly, kind of hiddenly, pull the makeshift dagger from their hip side.
Okay. You are in darkness. They pull on. You can hear you can hear all the chains being pulled up and tugged at on each on each of them. They come eventually to you.
Okay.
And there is a tug at your chains.
Uh-huh.
Alright. And the chains...
Let me stab.
And the chain will slacken, and as they pull up, the chain kind of... you have the cuff, and it does kind of... it does kind of start to, kind of give a little bit. I will give you the chance here. Do you want to try to resist and pull and try to, hold firm with your wrist to keep the chain on, or do you want to use the opportunity to just, shank him?
Can I see in the dark? Did we establish? Oh no, it's a
this
spell.
is magical. Unfortunately, it's complete darkness.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I forgot.
They're technically blind too. They just have more advantage because they have armor and weapons.
Okay. Can I hold the cuff so it feels like it, when they pull on it, it feels like it's secure?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me just a straight brawn check. This is kind of I can see this being either a deception or a performance because magicians are performers, and that's one of the things they can do. And you're no longer shackled, so it's technically you're not restrained, but you're acting restrained.
I'm pretending, yeah.
So I'll give you 2. I'll give you another dice for that.
Fuck yeah.
And this is going to be a brawn, yeah, opposed brawn.
1 success.
Now they are going to get another dice for being prepared. Their brawn is going to be... What is their number? I forget. Their number is... Okay, got it. Well, actually... Nope, it's actually... Got it. They have to get under the number. That is 1 success. Ties go to the player in this game.
Yeah.
as they pull up on the chains, there's a tense moment where it starts to kind of, it almost pops off, like it almost like comes out, and then you kind of just, you just very, you know, you kind of make a maybe a display of it, of like that kind of hurts, so you kind of wince, and with that wince you kind of nudge it back in, just enough to where they feel the guard feels satisfied.
And can I?
Oh, go ahead.
Do they move on from me after that?
There's a slight tug. There's a slight more tugging. But once they feel secure, yeah, they move on to the others in the room.
Okay. Some is gonna slip the dagger back in their pocket.
Okay.
Just
Back to a hidden location. Got it.
Yeah.
At this point, the chains are, you know, are pulled on all of you to make sure they are secure. Jorlin does this all in silence, and then once you hear scuffling back out the door, you can hear elven voices talking. It's almost like commands. And then you hear Jorlin say, "We've wasted enough time for your breakfast. For shenanigans, so eat. You have 2 minutes. I've left it. And I suppose that you earned your dirt today in that one. I will see you soon again. You're lucky. I have decided. You're lucky. I've decided I feel like being shot warranted something." He closes the gate, walks away. He says, but he does say, "Oh, but," he says, and as he leaves, "Yeah, but I'm afraid I'm afraid the dwarf will." He'll say this to Psalm. He'll say, "You may want to tell the dwarf that this is not going to be a good time for her." As he limps off, the darkness is lifted once they close the gate.
Sorry, what was that?
He said to you, tell the dwarf that this will not end well for her. Yeah. And this will reflect poorly on her. As she was the one that seemed to have wanted to do something. Or act.
Okay.
Alright. The rest of the day, you all scarf down the meal, the now dirty meal, and are subjected to more security. They're, you know, and throughout this, they do like monitor your they increase the awareness on the slave pens for a day or two. Meaning that I'm going to advance a little bit of time. Till the and 3 more days go by. And I just I'll just ask all of you, in those 3 days, this is kind of like limited downtime. is there anything you guys want to accomplish? Anything else you guys want to learn? Any, yeah, just anything you guys want to know or do. Because they're gonna have you guys work and stuff, but they have their eyes are a little bit closer on you. But if there's anything you want to attempt to accomplish.
No, not personally. Doctor?
No, I can't really think of anything.
We're such an interesting group.
Okay. So, rolling on with the security heightened, Eldith is okay. Eldith gets whipped and beaten.
Mm.
But she is not discarded to the spiders,
That's good.
which is good for her. Over the next 3 days of more hard labor, in a state of they work you much harder, and they're a little more less forgiving now that there's been some kind of disturbance, and so you all are worked not enough to comfortably heal, thanks to Eldith's disturbance of that. But on day 3, something different happens this day. As you are awakened much earlier one day by a low tapping. And you hear Jorlin, and Jorlin is at the gate. And he beckons over, it wakes everyone up. He beckons over at Psalm.
Okay. Psalm is gonna...
He says, and he says in Undercommon out loud, like, "Today's meal. Come and get it. I'm not going in there again."
Psalm walks over slowly.
He, this time, as he's sliding the tray, as he's kind of handing over the food, and he kind of just places he says, "Oh, he just create a basket with your shirt. Create a basket with your shirt." And he starts putting this stuff in. As he does, and he slips the tray through the bars, he then as he does so, he'll then kind of through the bars he'll grab you.
Oh no.
Are you going to resist or no?
No.
No. Okay. He grabs you, he pulls you close. It's not enough to damage you or anything. He just grabs your shirt, and he whispers very low, and he looks And he kind of has this madness in his eyes, like he's something like he's just staring off, and his eyes are kind of like darting, and he just goes,
Mhm.
and and he says, "I've put a key among that food. You want to escape? Use it. I have come earlier than the normal shift, and I will see to it that the next 2 guards are late to their replacements and otherwise occupied."
So
And
I'm
he
just
pushes
like,
you, and then he pushes you away,
mhm.
and he says, "Now eat. Now eat. I don't have." He stalks away.
Psalm is grinning at him as he like walks away. Okay. They're gonna bring the tray food over and like kind of beckon Valkeen closer.
Joaquin moves slowly, stepping aside, which still is wound that's not healed very well.
They like dig through the food to find the key, wherever it is.
It's among like the. You actually feel like it's like it was pressed up against like some kind of. It was strange. She actually gave you some like good food for once. It's like this is what's like. It kind of looks like bread, but it's like a bluish color. Not like moldy, but like just a blue shade of bluish kind of shade of bread as you get closer to the light of the fire, as it's being stoked. And you can see like there is just a key, like there's like a little like metallic sound within there, and you produce the key.
Psalm just kind of holds it up for Valkeen to see it, just like still grinning.
You kind of like pass her hand through the air, just like put it down.
Psalm like shoves it down like towards their lap.
You have precious moments.
Right. We have.
You can see. Actually, I'm sorry. Before. You have precious moments.
I'm going to telepathically contact Stool and say spores now.
No spores now. No spores now.
And he kind of gathers around everybody and puffs out the spores.
And in everyone's head, I call, "Wake up! We're leaving now."
They all kind of gather around. What? What's going on? Hey, what?
Key. We're going now.
Huh.
No time to waste.
All right.
Don't ask questions. Just go.
Very well. All right. So, do you want to? All right. So, what's the plan now? Are you guys running, or are you guys going to try it on your restraints?
Yeah, try the key on. Psalm probably goes to Valkeen first because they're the closest.
Got it. Yeah, you press the key into the restraints, and they unbind.
Okay. Then they're gonna, do all of Valkeen's, and then the rest of their own, like the other arm and the neck.
Yeah. Give me a straight up. I'm gonna make this just a speed check. Let's give you sleight of hand for this to see how fast you can unbind everyone's chains.
Okay.
And since you're no longer restrained, you do have preparation for that. So I'll give you 3 dice.
Okay. Am I rolling brains or brawn?
Braun.
Okay.
This is based on speed, so.
One success. 2 success. 2 successes.
2 successes? Okay.
Mm.
You quickly unbind everybody's bindings very quick in a timely fashion. It's nothing super quick, but it's not terribly it's not slow either. But you feel like you have but that does take a little bit of time. It takes a couple minutes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They definitely unhook everyone as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
The shackles all fall to the ground. The chains.
Okay. Alright. Let me... Hold on, sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Can they try it on the door?
Yeah, it opens. It opens just as easily. Go ahead and make a brawn check though for stealth. There are 2 still guards up at the north.
Okay. Can I add sleight of hand to that? Or no? So this check.
I'm gonna say you
This is
can
kinda like...
you can get an extra dice for preparation
Okay, cool. That is...
because you have a key and
Mm-hmm. Also 1 success.
1 success. Okay. The gate unlocks, but it is very rusty and makes noise when opened.
Damn it. Okay. Alright. So I'm just kind of kind of motioning quietly for everyone to hurry up. Do it quick because we don't have much time, kind of thing.
Okay. At this point, I will have this massive group. So the first thing that happens is you are out, and you immediately see that over in this area where those guards usually are, those guards are not present there yet, and it is unoccupied. But there are guards up here. Their backs are currently turned, but they and because they're focused on the northern part, and they look really, and you can tell that one guard is kind of that. Those guards are kind of just very distracted and caught up in some kind of game of some sort, like a chess match or something.
Right, okay. Are they... It's these ones, right?
They're in the wall right now. They're not there.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, I was on Psalms tab. Oh, it's these ones. Sorry. Oopsies.
Let me go ahead and just put these on the GM leader, actually.
I thought they were up on a ledge or something.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of take note of the guards before motioning for everyone to come up quietly.
Okay.
As best I can.
Now here's the thing. Are you moving? So you guys are stealthing. Are you moving quickly across this bridge with stealth, or are you moving at normal pace? Because you know that these bridges are somewhat rickety.
Like unstable?
Yeah.
Or like noise?
They're
Okay.
they're difficult. They're difficult to traverse without. They're difficult to traverse without. For anyone that's not a drow, you've had to like have like training to
Right.
run across them basically.
Right.
So he knows very well.
Sorry?
As Valkyne knows very well, since she
Yeah.
almost fell.
Oh, yeah. Psalm personally is moving kind of slowly, trying not to fall.
Okay. And everybody's gonna take your lead on that then. As far as that's concerned, that will cost some time. You can see, and as you come into, and I'll say with that, like you come into the room, and
Mhm.
it is unoccupied. There is the ladder that leads up to the second floor.
Okay.
This is a guard barracks. This is like a guard tower or watch tower.
Yeah.
And for now, I'm just gonna say like since technically like everyone can fit in there, it's just mechanically on Roll20 you cannot. So I'm just going to have you guys be the party as far as
Okay.
as far as that's concerned, because 9,000
Okay.
people won't fit in there.
Okay. That makes sense. So I'm just gonna like, just as like a precaution, like pull out the dagger just to like have in their hand.
Okay.
Valkyne. Wait, let me see how long this lasts. Oh, it's self, isn't it? Damn. Okay, never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
Valkyne will say, "You think you can get up there and grab what you see? You can start everyone moving towards the exit."
What's up there? Says Eldith.
Weapons.
What?
Okay.
Sorry, would
Eldith asked, what's up there?
oh,
Perhaps two people should go. One in case there's danger, and two for more carrying power.
Right. Alright. Ront or Jimjar, whoever's fastest. So it's up to you guys. Do you want Ront to go, or do you want to Jimjar to go up into the...
Jimjar would be quicker.
yeah, Jimjar.
Jimjar's quicker? Okay. If Jimjar go up there, and Eldeth is going to go up as well, and start going through the stuff. So, I will have, in this case, since you guys... are you guys going up with them, or are you staying down below?
I was thinking maybe we should... the rest of us should start moving onwards. Them catch up to us.
Yeah.
So if you guys keep going this way, you're going to go deeper into the encampment. The way out is actually to the north. Well, at least to jump off into the pool, you need to go to here, or right here. Or you can go to the waterfall here. The only other way down would be is if you could find those lines that the drow have that they can swing down from. But you don't know where those are.
Yeah.
Valkyne will look back at those, like his Ron, Darendelle, and Shusha, who are the kind of authority figures here of a sort. Alright. You have a few choices. We either head over to the cliff that way and try to jump off, which will make noise. We head to the waterfall, which will mask our noise, but risk us being caught. Or we spend more time looking for lines to get down quietly. Thoughts?
I mean, we know that to the north is the pool, right? Right?
Correct, but if we jump down, 1, they'll see us falling. 2, they'll hear us hitting the water.
Yes. Yes, that is a possibility or a guaranteed. But also, we don't have much information on any other ways out. Or if we do, we've already ruled it collectively.
Unless, what we could do is if someone is quick and quiet enough, perhaps we can open up the door of that Bagel cage. Give them a distraction. And then leap down.
Yeah.
What's... Well, sorry, what was the thing about the cage?
The Quagga cage, right, over near those guards.
So the Quaggoth aren't really beasts. They are servants. So they actually they just kind of come in and out of that. But that's it was a good idea though.
Knowing that alternate idea, if I can get within sight of those Quaggoths, I might be able to make them see enemies all around them, perhaps cause a distraction.
Ooh. That might...
Not about that.
Yes, Bubido says, that is a good devious plan. Yes, that sounds excellent.
And Darendil just says,
Well, I mean, anything will help. Might as well use the beasts against them.
Elkeen quirks an eyebrow, seeing and just in her head, out of the bond. You are one, but whatever.
I am not. How dare you? I think...
it's at this point he's starting to get a little bit loud.
I said out of
So
the
I'm
bond.
just like, holds it, like, cover. Can they go up
Yeah.
and like cover his mouth and
Yeah,
be
roll
like,
me I would like you to roll me a d10.
okay, just a straight D10.
It's not really sleight of hand. This is just a d10.
Yeah, I just said just a straight D10.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said sleight of hand.
No. 6.
A 6. Okay. Carry on. Yeah, you can cover his mouth and stuff.
Darling,
Oh,
darling,
oh,
I understand.
oh.
That's
Kind
not
of-
the nicest thing for them to say, but be quiet, please. Can we do that? Can we all be good? They kind of look at him
Okay. Yeah,
for like a nod.
He just kind of nods and just goes, kind of grumbles. But
They like remove their hand.
You're lucky. He's like, I will not be disrespected in this way. Gee.
Yeah. So Ront just goes,
You want me to go? You want me to go? Clear the path.
He's actually saying this in his head because he can't talk to you guys. Excuse me. Or in the meld. With Meld, he says, "You want me to go clear the path of those two at the top? Of those two at the top?"
You can do
Can you
something.
do it?
Yes. Otherwise, no. There's no point if we can't smash them quietly.
I agree.
Or should we wait? I don't know.
That's what I was planning to do with beasts. It won't last long if I can just get in sight of one of them and make them believe that the rest are their foes. Then Drow will be distracted by
Right.
their fighting.
I would prefer if we could. All right. Well, we can do that. So you, me, who else coming? We can take the north part, and fend off the Quagoths.
I'll come.
You want to come too?
So-
Okay.
You notice that Griddle is gone, but he's just gone. You're not sure where he went. Shushar's just standing there as well. Bupido is
And what should I do in the meantime? I'm not much of a rabble-rouser, more of a sneaky one.
Keep low and keep an eye on the other bridges. Let us know if something's coming.
Yeah, very well, very well.
he kind of like peeks out of the archway, kind of watching. He says, actually, and it's at that point that he kind of looks over and he sees,
Oh, well. It seems that, the guards may be on their way.
Let's check.
We have precious moments, but, they are making a path towards us. Looks like, that delay was not as long as, Mr. Jorlin could make.
and yeah, the guards will be there in a couple of rounds.
Okay.
So what
Nice.
or maybe a minute or so. So what are you guys planning on going towards the north? At this point, let me go ahead and can I have you guys roll? Let's do 3. Yeah, let's do 3d10 for both Eldith and Jimjar. Actually, do 4 because they both have relevant boons for this.
It's you, Saul. Wants you to roll.
Yeah. It's anybody. Anybody can roll.
Joaquin, do you want to do it? Just because I didn't grab enough dice.
Enough?
Oh, that's fine.
What you said?
4 is fine. All right. What was the result?
A total or each of the numbers?
I have to turn off that. I have to turn off the chat sound. Sorry. That was distracting.
Do you want the total or the
Oh, these
individual numbers?
these are going to be brawn rolls for both of them. Or
So-
sorry, yeah, is brawn rolls for both of them. They're like taking
1,
as much stuff
5,
as they can.
2 8s, and a 10.
How many successes?
I don't know their number, so
Oh, sorry. I forgot. 5. I
It's
forgot
1,
you
5,
guys
2,
were
8,
rolling for yourselves. I don't know why. So 5, 8, 8, 10. Okay. So the 10 is going to fail. The oof. Ta. Okay.
I mean, that's one success, if anything.
That is. Yeah, that is one success. Well, actually, okay. I'm actually going to I'm going to change that to be Eldith was the brawn, so she got one success, and then Jimjar was the brains, kind of making sure, looking around for anything to take. So I'll count that as 3 successes.
Okay.
As they're kind of going around collecting as much stuff as they can. They're kind of just throwing down stuff to you guys. Since you guys aren't the ones looking at the stuff, you kind of are at the mercy of what they choose. What they grab is they throw down a bag full of. Let me find that really quick. They toss down a bunch of bags. Actually, they're just a bunch of backpacks. And going through some of them, there is, there's a short sword for everyone. There is, one bag has a bunch of, leather, drow leather armor in it.
Good.
And
as the bags start coming down, Valkine's going to meld up to Jimjar. Use your eyes are good at noticing shiny things. See a lump of moonstone.
He looks around. He's kind of having to look really quickly, so I'm not going to give him preparation, but I'll give him the one thing. That is brains, so he is going to get 2 successes on that. So he gets, oh, and actually one of those was his number, so he'll get another one later. So he says, nope, I don't see any moonstone in here. Why, was that like a thing you had?
Yes, it's to do with my magic, and it's special to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing anything like that up here. Just a bunch of old armor and older weapons. Looks like actually kind of just like the storage room. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much in it. It has but it does have some rations in here.
Them. Shame, but it won't be the first thing I've lost.
He'll toss down some rations. He'll toss down a bunch of stuff, and it's at that point that let me go ahead and make one more speed roll for that. Okay.
And we need to.
At this point, you guys can't put on the armor, but you can grab weapons from what they toss down. You can grab either a scimitar, like an elven scimitar. There is a bag of elven curved daggers. There are, and there is a bag of there's also other bags, there is some climbing gear in here, some regular silk rope, and no grappling hooks though, just rope. And there's there are some elven light shields here. They toss down a couple of them. That you notice that Elith has one of those elven shields strapped around her back, and she calls down and says, "Does anybody want a shield? The less we carry, the faster we are." Calls down in a hushed whisper.
Selma shakes their head, no.
No time for shields.
Okay. Ron does speak up and say, "Shield, one." And she says, "Got one." "Okay, fine." And she tosses one, quickly goes and tosses one down,
Mhm.
Darendel doesn't says,
I would, but we don't have time now. I have a blade. I'm good enough.
and he grabs like the backpack full of armor. Actually, case in point, what? So we have a backpack full of armor. We have a backpack full of rations. We have a backpack full of swords. Some of you guys can take those out immediately. And we have a backpack full of climbing gear. Let me actually look through here really quick. I want to remind myself what's in this room. My brain doesn't remember stuff. Yeah, there's a backpack full of like armor. It's really heavy, so that needs to go to Ront or Darendel. A couple shields were just shield for Ront was tossed down. There is a bag full of there's like a bag full of crossbows and hand crossbow bolts.
Poisoned or unpoisoned?
As far as you can, you actually are you taking the time to look at that over?
No.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I think Valkyne's probably
It's just you open it up and it's a bag of crossbow bolts. But you do find the coils of. Yeah, you do find like a bag of coiled silk rope, and there's a bunch of and a couple of bags and a bag of like climbers stuff like iron spikes and pitons and hammers to pin those in. Those are dropped down, and
I think Valkyne.
who are you giving what to?
I think as Gio's being divvied out, Valkyne is motioning to Ron, and going to still slowly start moving towards their next objective.
Okay. I'm going to give the guards perception checks. They're going to roll 3 dice because they have 4 people, because there's 2 people coming up on you. Fail, 1. You can see that the 2 drow, they're kind of walking fast towards the outpost, and one of them seems to like kind of like squint as he's coming around the corner, and he kind of sees, and as you guys are like grabbing the stuff, you guys start to move out this door, and they spot you, but they don't. But you guys are already like midway.
Right.
Actually, go ahead and roll me stealth checks really quick. Those are brawn
Both
checks.
of us?
Cause and you guys can get preparation because you told Bupido to keep an eye out, and he warns you.
Oh, everyone down. We're getting close.
Who fails?
1 success.
1 success? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll for Bupido. Who actually, I think he succeeds. Great. Nice. And then, all right. So that's 3 successes. I am going to say that as you guys are moving out of as you guys are starting to move out, that's when they kind of notice, and these 2 drow start to, they say, "What?" And they start to point at you all as you all start to run across, or as you all start to make your way across this bridge, I'm gonna say, Valkeen, you are like partway across the bridge when they notice you, because you have the 2 fails.
Yep.
Do you dash across the rest of the bridge and risk falling over, or do you carefully walk across the bridge?
I think her startles easily. Bane takes over then.
Okay.
And she dashes.
Hassan! Ha! For you, Psalm, they're escaping! Hey, they're escaping! Shouts out. It does kind of reverberate, but because of the waterfall, that sound gets kind of buffeted by static. I'm gonna give
should have taken silence.
Ha. No, it's okay, because these guys have the Bane board. So, taking away one of their dice each. That is a fail. That is a successful. So I'm gonna say that this one guy kind of starts just as like the side eye. He sees you guys coming, and he starts to like tap his partner as you guys are rushing forward. You start to rush over. Valkeen, go ahead and give me a brawn check. This is for balance.
Fail.
Fail?
Yep.
Ooh, buddy. Okay. You start to go over. You take one step and the whole apparatus, the whole walkway just twists as you misstep.
No.
And there's a moment where you just kind of start to fall. I am going to roll a...
In everyone's head they hear, "Oh fuck, not again!"
Yep. Okay. This time, you are not as lucky. Give me one last brawn to grab hold.
Fail.
Come. No.
Another fail?
Same roll.
Okay. You fall, and you fall about maybe 60 or so feet.
Oh my god.
As you get snagged, as you hit and impact into these webbing, these silk strands.
Oh my god.
Give me a. Oh man, what is this? What would this be? As you are caught up in these silk strands, give me another brawn check, actually.
Come on.
The number.
Third.
Number, okay. That is a success. With something. You are caught on the web. You are caught on the webs. Oh, actually, I'll give you the option. You can either narratively in this moment say that you fall through a weak piece of webbing and fall towards the pool. Or you can get caught in the webs, but be unrestrained.
I'd rather deal with one noose than 3 spiders. As she falls, she pushes out a little with her telekinetic powers and loosens a bit of the webbing that she falls through.
Loosens the web. Okay. For sure. Actually, with that, give me a brains check, and I'll allow you to use your telekinesis.
Success.
You get to roll 2.
Finally.
Did you want to use any of your... you can use your power, the points for your power, if you want to add another dice to that, or...
No, I'll keep it at that for now. I might need it later.
Okay. I mean, the power points, I did not explain this, and I'm so sorry. The power points regenerate after, like, around, so they come back very quickly.
I mean, in that case, if it's 3 rounds, yeah, I'll use a point.
Yeah.
Success.
Nice. Okay, cause yeah, it's the weird thing about the superpowers is that they come back after every round at the start of the turn, I think. So it's really interesting how they do that. But anyway, all right, 2 success. So yeah, that absolutely just pushes away 2 of the that pushes away the webs. You're not even what kind of did you grab one of the bags or no?
I think you probably grabbed the latest one.
Program. Okay. So
She's not strong.
you probably have like the bundle of rope. You probably have like the bag of rope. So that's because that's the easiest one. As you fall through, there is I need 1 more brawn check. You can add another from your number, from rolling your number, for this one.
2 fails.
No, bro, you just love to roll high though. It needs to. All these need to be brains. It's just nothing but brains for her. All right. I will say this. Although you push through the webbing, the suddenness of everything makes you fall kind of. You don't fall gracefully. You fall like feet over head, like you're kind of just like flailing forward, and you're kind of like not getting any control over your descent. And with that, you kind of fall into the pool, and it's a big splashing sound, which is another thing that kind of alerts these guys up over here.
Is she?
And the splash also attracts
she falls, she's just gonna call out to the to everyone, "Go now! Don't worry about me. Just go."
Yep. And with that, Psalm, you are kind of the lead on this because I'm not going to move 9 people across here.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, what this means is that the Quaggoths that were sleeping in here might be a little bit roused from that.
Oh, shit.
And I would like to, and I think what's going to happen is Ront is going to charge one of the guards and is going to attempt to shove him back into the other guard.
Okay.
And let's see if he does anything. Oh, man, I didn't do initiative or anything for this. Actually, that's actually a really interesting. Yeah, Ronta's going to like charge forward into these 2 guards and try to knock them off. And I think Psalm. I think that's where we're going to go. Psalm, what do you want to do really quick? What were you going to do?
Can I like kind of like so Braun is going at the guards. Am I behind Braun? Like on the bridge, like on this bridge here. Let me take that one.
You can be following him if you want. He's charging.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom's gonna like follow him.
Pass, so he's fine. He charges across so fast that it doesn't break his stride. Are you moving as quickly with him, or are you taking your time moving carefully across?
Probably more carefully than he was.
Okay, so you're letting him kind of charge across. So he charges across.
Yeah.
The rest of the party behind Psalm are carefully going across as he charges and he yells out and breaks into these guys. That is where we will go ahead and end it with Valkeen. You have fallen into the pool. And made a horrible splash. I am not going to take away a PD for it from you.
Mercy.
But I am going to say that that has caused the ooze to know where you fell.
Yep. I expect nothing less.
And this is going to be real interesting next time. But this is a massive kind of combat situation where tactical might be important, even though like you have 1 billion people, and this is going to be some tight stuff. So basically all of this is going to be like you're squeezing, everything's going to be kind of tight, it's going to be really just a cluster. And I do want to know, and I think Eldith would grab the armor, or yeah, Eldith would grab the armor, or no, I think Darendil would grab the armor because that's like one of the heaviest things. Eldith is going to grab actually Griddle will grab the food. Griddle just snuck up to the top to find the food.
Makes sense.
And Bupido grabbed another backpack. I'm gonna say like everyone has a backpack of their own. In some way, shape, or form. Like, you just grabbed backpacks and left, and you guys, they dropped a couple of swords down for everyone, so everyone's armed with, like, there are 6 short swords total, and that's pretty much it. So whoever has it. So there's more people than there are short swords, but Shushar doesn't want one. Some people have daggers, makeshift daggers.
Valkeen doesn't need one. She has no idea how to use the damn thing.
Right. You have magic, too, so they don't... Yeah, they're like, sorry, can't do that. But they give one to Kezakaret, the Drow. They give one to Sir Darendil. They give one to Psalm. They give one to Eldith, and they give one to Ront. And Bupido is left out. And I think that's pretty much it. All right, well, it is a slow going, but that was mighty tense for the 3rd episode. You guys are almost out of the confines of this guard post, and I cannot wait to see what happens next time. But until then, I will see you all again in the Underdark. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second.